Hey everybody, so today I had the opportunity to build up one of these Surly pack rats, which they consider this, I guess, kind of a touring type bike. It's kind of along with Surly's bikes in general, it's kind of, we'll do kind of a jack of all trades type bike. But, basically we got it's all steel, chromoly frame, got plenty of mounts, braze-ons, double eyelets on the dropouts on the forks, cantilever brakes, then you got basically there's 3 bolts on the top, 3 on the bottom, seat tubes. You can put 3 bottles. This is the complete bike. Looks like it's got a WTB volt saddle, kind of an interesting cable stop there. But it's got Tektro cantilever brakes. They, felt pretty decent just in the stand. This is the bike basically. It's not a super custom build. This is just the complete basic bike that I pulled out of the box and just kind of wanted to do a little run through some of the components. It's Tiagra 10-speed, basic Shimano crank, outboard bearings, just standard English bottom bracket. All pretty basic stuff. It's solid. It's definitely decent stuff all the way around. Not going to be a super expensive bike, but definitely for a great little commuter touring, bike packing. Maybe all kinds of things there. It can basically do any of those. 4130 chromoly frame. Got the fatties fit fine, so you can put a variety of tires, and it's got DT 32 hole, 32 spoke DT stainless steel spokes, brass nipples. Nice little Alex double wall rim. Solid, definitely a solid wheel that you can carry some weight on. It's got a little paint eraser. This is a 54 centimeter frame, so it's a 27.5 or 650B tires there. It's a slick tire, so kind of medium width. But it comes with a little front mounted rack. That's kind of the gist of this bike, is that it does do a front mounted rack is what it comes with. I mean, you can add other racks, but there's some info there on the Surly website, in the initial screen I pulled up. I'll put a link to it. You can kind of read up on it a little bit. But, it's kind of a, maybe something rather than carrying a backpack or carrying panniers and putting groceries in, they're kind of going with a little different angle there. So there's a variety of brackets. There's basically the 2 with a longer L bend you would put on the bottom, and then you can put the straight or the short L bend on the top. And after I kind of mocked it up, I went with the straight ones there. So I'll show that in a bit. I wanted to get the brakes set up first, so I'm not working around the rack. But the rear was already set up, and it's in a nice position there, just enough to where it kind of clears if you were going to put fenders, but not any higher. I see a lot of brakes where people set that, the little anchor there up super high, and basically just the lower you can get that, the more power you're going to have in your brakes. You don't want to go so low that you can't add a bigger tire or add fenders or things like that. So I'm just setting up the front one here, and I basically just did it just about along the edge, maybe slightly higher than the fork bridge there. So just in case somebody wanted to put fenders on it at some point. Setting these brakes up, basically that's, everything's connected to the lever, and you got your little cable stop there along with the headset bits. I've already cut the fork steer tube down, and basically just cinch that in place first, and then run your little cross wire, the straddle cable. And the brake pads are already set up, so, basically from here I just pull it snug, to get the majority of the slack out, cinch it down from here, and you can kind of tinker with it a little bit from there. pull it a few times and see what it feels like, get it dialed in. And then, this particular setup, the little cable straddle piece there, the little A junction, I guess. It's got 2 little set screws in the front, and then a little Phillips screw with a kind of a little flange type bolt. So what you want to do is back that little flange bolt off, and then once you get it basically where you want, centered up, you'll tighten down these 2 little centering screws, and then you got, the little flange bolt in the back there. It's got a Phillips screw that you can kind of flip the main wire around on that to kind of hold it out of the way. Once I got that all centered up, and then there's 2 little adjusters there on the bottom, so you can increase or decrease the spring tension. So I'm tweaking that just a little bit there to get her nice and centered up. And after we got that set up, it's we're good to go ahead and bolt the rack and everything on. So that's basically where I got the rack. It's pretty low, but enough clearance to again, get the fender through there if we wanted to, or a little bigger tire, but I wanted to get it as low as possible, keep that center of gravity low, clear the brakes and everything. So, it's all basically stainless steel hardware there, so it's a pretty robust rack. There's 2 eyelets on the inside too, if you wanted to, whatever, mount fenders, or I'm sure you could even mount these brackets on the inside if you wanted to. They've kind of got some angles to the brackets themselves there. So anyway, got her all together and took her out for a little shakedown ride, and it definitely rides with the fatter tires and chromoly frame. It's super smooth. About the only thing I would like to see a disc brake on here. I know if you're out on the maybe a little easier to deal with the cantilevers, but yeah, that's really would be my only gripe. I would rather see it with disc brakes, especially if you're carrying a lot of stuff on it. But I don't know, that's the basic little quickie preview, and hope you enjoyed the video. If you're not already a subscriber to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Feel free to comment down there in the comment section, and thanks for watching.